And we are joining you live here high atop the Clark Athletic Center. It has been a long 8.5 months without basketball here on Beaconville. The men just got their season started last night, and now it is time for the ladies to take their turn. Good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the Beacon Broadcasting Network, powered by Little East TV. My name is Chris Del Sordo, calling the action for the season opener tonight between your UMass Boston Beacons and the Mount Holyoke College Lions. We'll take a look at the team stats side by side next to each other, and as you can see, the Beacons, 56 points per contest. Not a shining number offensively, but it got them to the 6th seed in the Little East Conference last season and into the conference tournament. Mount Holyoke, it was a challenge for them offensively, averaging just over 38 points per contest. The Beacons outshot the Lions last season 36% in comparison to their 27%, and slightly better rebounding as well. That 4-rebound advantage might come up huge for the Beacons. They have the size advantage, it looks like, from up here. Let's see if they can put that to work today. Taking a quick look at our matchup to watch here, Meg Dixon, what can we say about her that hasn't already been said? She is the second team All-New England, as voted on by D3Hoops.com, the 3-time first-team All-LEC player coming into her 5th year with the Beacons, 16 points per contest last season, shooting 38% from the field. Cal McGonigal, the super talented sophomore, leading the way offensively for the Lions, just under 9 points per contest last year. 34.5% from the field, and she also shoots 25% from beyond the arc. One more thing to pay attention to before we get started. Head coach is Heather Jacobs in her 2nd season leading the Beaks, went 8-15 in her 1st season last year, a graduate of Franklin Pierce College. On the other side, Jackie Ward in her 5th season, she went 2-16 with the Lions last year. We're about to get started with the starting lineups and the national anthem. We will take a quick break for the anthem, and when we come back, starting lineups and opening tip on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had, and you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
And a voice you guys know and love, a fellow Beacon Broadcasting Network contributor, Milton Posner. Giving us the starting lineups here at the Clark Athletic Center, so we will cover them as well. First off, starting the contest for the Mount Holyoke College Lions, Isabel Cortez. She averaged 2.3 points per game in 14 starts last season. Out of Yorktown, Virginia, the starting guard. Next to her, Marley Bernaro, a sophomore out of Lady Lake, Florida. She's the team's second leading returning scorer, averaging just under 7 points per contest last season. Nicole Italo in the middle, a 5'10" center in her junior season out of Kampala, Uganda. Libby Harris, a true freshman, getting the start at guard. She's a Massachusetts native from Foxborough. And Cal McGonigal, we mentioned her, team's second leading scorer last season. Their leading returning scorer, number 34, is the third guard. Looking at the Beacons, Meg Dixon wearing number 1. She's listed as a forward, and that's just because there is not a word to adequately describe everything she can do on the hardwood. Bebon Jakimi Pearson in her first collegiate game, making her first collegiate start. She is a 5'6" freshman out of London, England. Carrie Ann Farina, the team's second leading returning scorer, probably their best defensive spark plug out of Arlington, Mass. Sunny Green gets the start. She was the sixth man, one of the main contributors, 23 starts last season, fourth leading returning scorer. She gets the start, wearing number 21 tonight out of Brewster, Mass. And then Paige Olivier, the senior out of Newton, Massachusetts, rounding out the starting 5 for the Beacons. Listed at forward, you'll see her with some ball handling duties as well. So it's Dixon, Jakimi Pearson, Farina, Green, and Olivier getting the start for the Beacons 5. Cortez, Barano, Lutalo, Harris, and Cal McGonigal, the starting 5 for Mount Holyoke. It goes without saying, first game of the season for both teams, the importance of getting off to a good start. For the Beacons, they lost their first 4 games last season, and they lost 6 of their first 7. Mount Holyoke, they only won 2 games the entirety of the season. So both teams, I mean, this could cure really all wrongs by getting the contest started, getting the season started with a win in this opening contest. And we're going to get the game started with a point to Mount Holyoke College. That's the byproduct of an equipment failure here in the Clark Athletic Center gym. When that happens, the team gets an opportunity to add a point to their score. And so Mount Holyoke loses the opening tip. They get the first point, but in play will go down low to Paige Olivier, and she'll put it right in off the Dixon feed. So 9 seconds into the season, and the Beaks 1 for 1 from the field. And now let's see what the defense bringing to the table. Barano around the wing. They'll get it back to Cal McGonigal. 5 steps or so beyond the 3-point line. She'll wing a pass over to Isabel Cortez. Cortez back over to Libby Harris. Puts the ball on the deck. Left-handed dribble drive blocked by Olivier, and will go back the other way. Nice start for the senior out of Newton, Massachusetts. Farina looks ahead to Dixon. Meg stops on a dime. Looks back to Carrie Ann, and she will reset the offense here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. The Beaks 1 possession, 1 score right off the opening tip. Sunny Green tries to look inside to a cutting BJP. Instead, Dixon works the mismatch. She was wide open in front of Marley Barano and has a 9-inch height advantage. She reaches up, grabs the pass, puts it in, and the Beacons 2 for 2 from the floor and leading 4-1 in the early going here in this contest. That ball cut off by Olivier, hitting the deck and getting the steal, Sunny Green. This is held on the court, and that will lead to a possession arrow. Jump ball, and with the Beacons, by virtue of winning the tip, that will keep the ball here with Mount Holyoke. The Lions in their road all-navy uniforms with white trim, white lettering, white numerals, and the Beaks obviously in the all-whites with the royal blue lettering and numerals. Mount Holyoke operating left to right, and McGonigal trying to get it inside to Barano. She gets to it. Barano has to force a shot up over Jakimi Pearson, misses it long, and here comes Farina. Ahead, Olivier stopping, lining up the first 3 of the season, and she got it. 7 early points for the Beacons, 5 of them from Paige Olivier, and you could see she was looking for that 3 on the left wing the whole time. It opened up for her. No hesitation, nothing but nylon, and the Beacons 3 for 3 from the field in the first 90 seconds here. Barano stops. She tries to answer with a 3. She missed the last one long, misses this short. Olivier, her second rebound already, and Farina directing traffic. Dixon thinking about joining the 3 parade. She'll pull up and hit. Nothing but nylon. The Beaks have yet to miss a shot. 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and that's all it takes for Mount Holyoke to take their first timeout of the contest. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will take a quick break here at the Clark Athletic Center. Beacons leading 10-1.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
We're back here high atop the Clark Athletic Center. The Beacons off to a scorching start. We're not even 2 minutes into the action, and they have a 10-1 lead over the Mount Holyoke College Lions right now, and they haven't scored thanks to play on the hardwood yet, as that's another miss from Burano, rebound by Dixon. That one free throw, that 1 point, thanks to a free throw to start the contest due to a technical error. That shot just off for Jakimi Pearson, but followed up nicely by Sunny Green. She pours one in, and that's the third different scorer now in the opening minutes. Dixon, Olivier, and now Sunny Green filling it up, and the Beacons into double digits, and it only took 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get them there. Burano, she's been asked to do a lot in the opening moments here. McGonigal can't get around the... That is just intense defense from Farina. She almost capitalizes and executes the steal, instead knocks it out of bounds. But just 12 on the shot clock here for Mount Holyoke, as they have yet to hit a shot from the floor, and really it's been contested jumpers all game long up to this point. They bounce it into Burano. Deep in the left corner, she gets cut off and passes it out of bounds. Great help defense by Paige Olivier to stop any angle. That'll be the third turnover of the contest already for Marley Burano, which will lead to our first sub of the contest. The junior from Bangor, Maine, Emily Mock, entering the contest and replacing Isabel Cordes. So Mock joining Harris, McGonigal, Lutalo, and Burano, the five on the floor for Mount Holyoke. Olivier out to BJP, the freshman for three. It's just short and off to the right. And so Bebon Jakimi Pearson, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, but she has the eye of a shooter. And I'm sure the Beaks are going to keep trying to get it back to the freshman and get her shooting stroke started for the season. McGonigal spins, goes down the baseline. Beautiful bounce pass to Latalo, who misses a gimme right on the doorstep. Just a little too much on it. She misses it off the back iron. Dixon behind the back. Dixon working a 3-on-2. Downloaded Jakimi Pearson on the deck, and that shot is short off the front iron. Nice take there by BJP, but she couldn't get the shot to fall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes and 20 seconds in, the sixth shot of the contest, the first miss of the floor for the Beacon. So that's a phenomenal start, as we are just now 3:30 into the first quarter. Latalo, I think, intercepted that pass that was intended for Burano. Left-handed dribble now for Marley Burano, the sophomore out of Lady Lake, Florida. Tries to hand it off to McGonigal. Farina sticking her hand in there again. This is going to be a tough shot to beat the shot clock, and they won't even do that. Latalo not ready for the pass. McGonigal with the turnover. And this Mount Holyoke team, who is not returning their leading scorer from last season, Annika Brooks. Two of their main scoring options returning in Burano and McGonigal. And they've yet to hit a shot from the field. Just 1 point on the scoreboard in the game's first 4 minutes. Dixon already has one. Just misses that one off to the left. Nice box out on the play by Libby Harris. It allows McGonigal to come under and get the rebound. They'll look at Mock in the right corner. Three ball is good. Emily Mock coming off the bench and hitting the first shot of the on the floor of the season for Mount Holyoke. Looking at her stats last season, averaged 3 points per contest, saw 18 minutes per game of play in the 11 games that she played, and a pretty capable shooter, shooting, it looks like, about 28% from beyond the arc last season, and that's enough to warrant a timeout called by head coach Heather Jacobs. We'll take a quick reset here. 5:47 left to go in the first quarter. Beacons leading 12-4. Mount Holyoke 1 of 6 from the field to get this contest started. 1 of 1 from beyond the arc. The 5 shots that they missed have all been inside the 3-point arc. The Beaks 5 of 9, shooting 56% from the floor. 40% from beyond the arc, and they are out-rebounding the Lions in the early going 6-3. Alexa Potter, the junior out of Manchester, Connecticut, into the contest wearing number 20. She's asking for it on the low block. Instead, Olivier opts for the three, misses it long. Potter does a nice job blocking out Lutalo, and the Beacons will keep it underneath with 20 on the shot clock. Alexa didn't see any action on the Beaks last season. She's transferring in here, so this is her first minutes playing for the Beaks out here on Beaconville. One shot, no good. The rebound by McGonigal, and she pushes it ahead. Here's Burano. Stops, and that pass is intercepted. Lutalo not ready for it. Sunny Green with the steal, and pushing it ahead is Carrie-Ann Farina. Looks in the direction of Jules Vasallo, who also entered the contest. That one out of her reach, and the third turnover of this first quarter against the Beacons. Two players no longer with the Beaks. Jashari Green, the team's second leading scorer, leading assist getter, transferred out of Beaconville, so she's no longer with the team. And then Vienna Monestein, the team's fourth leading scorer, their best outside shooter. Beacons lost her to graduation. Aside from that, everyone returning. We already told you about Bibon Jakimi Pearson. Super talented freshman. The Beacons have a lot planned for her. You get your look at Alexa Potter here, and one would think coming into this season that the 8 that you have seen hit the hardwood, that's kind of the main 8 as planned by Coach Jacobs in the Beacons rotation. Now, if you can get that rotation deeper and get 9 or 10 players into the mix, hey, that just shows how strong you are, how much depth you have. But as long as that top 8 is playing the best they can every time they get out there, you have a team to contend with. And this was a team in the Beaks last season that got a lot better as the season went on. Olivier, open 3, got it. 2 tray balls already for Paige Olivier. She leads all scorers with 6 points now. And the Beacons, their second largest lead of the evening. They're back up 11. Or pardon me, that does tie their largest lead of the evening. They're up 15-4. Bounce pass down low to Harris. Mock and Lutalo on the 2 top elbows. And that's going to be a foul. I believe it's going to go against Vasallo on the low post defense. And yes, so the first foul of the season issued against Jules Vasallo. She's a freshman out of Rivervale, New Jersey. Entering the contest for the Lions, Alex Toomey, a freshman out of Nutley, New Jersey. And so both of these schools located in Massachusetts, but a lot of players from the Garden State out there on the hardwood right now, and that's a tray ball for Libby Harris. She's a Mass native, played high school ball with Sunny Green at Brewster Academy, and 2 tray balls. The only made shots from the field so far from Mount Holyoke, but you look at the scoreboard, they're somewhat back into it now with it being 15-7. Sunny Green with the answer tray ball, misses long. Nice job by Potter there, waiting for the rebound, drives in and finishes with the left hand. Nicole Lutalo just couldn't get back around to apply the defense on Green in time, and then Green wisely had the height advantage. Nice, easy left-handed dribble in, lays it in, nothing to it, and the Beacons back up 10, 17-7. McGonigal, haven't called her name all that much, stops on the left block, spins, and that's a tough shot drained by Cal McGonigal. 9 points per contest last season. She was a 34% shooter from the field, and that's her first in this contest. Tray ball, Vasallo misses long. Sunny Green traps it down deep in the right corner, and will reset to Carrie-Ann Farina. 17 on the shot clock. Right back down low they go, and Potter good again. The double team there, Mock and Lutalo. Mock comes a little bit too late, and Nicole Lutalo might need a bigger boat right now. The Beacons have something attacking her on the low block. They have 19 points in the game's first 7 minutes and are still holding a 10-point lead. Harris, she just made one from that spot, misses that one in and out, and that's going to be a reaching foul on Sunny Green, so keep it on this side of the hardwood. Only 2 fouls in the first 7 minutes plus in this contest, both against the Beaks, and so Meg Dixon momentarily had a break. She's back in. Katie Raw at the scorer's table for Mount Holyoke, and that's going to be an off-ball foul against the Lions. Number 31, so that's Libby Harris, the guilty party. Or no, that one's actually going to go against Nicole Lutalo, setting the moving screen. So Mock comes off, Raw comes on. That's the first team foul here as we're under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. You got to think the Beacons want to keep this impressive start going here. Potter flashes open and misses. That was a beautiful entry pass there from Farina. Potter got around the defense. We saw her first 2 finishes with the left hand. She goes righty and misses there. McGonigal splits through 4 Beacons and then throws it away. Potter's right there to pick up the steal, looks ahead, and Farina, quarterbacking the offense. Goes down low to Vassallo. She tries to jive, gets cut off, spinning, and no, in and out. But Potter right there to clean it up and put it back in. And how about this start to the Beacons' career of Alexa Potter? Played most recently at Cheney Tech. The Manchester, Connecticut native, 6 points now on 3 of 5 shooting. And another steal here for Farina. She's already got 3, maybe even 4, at least 3. The foul in transition committed by Harris. And that was a wise foul there. Basically would have conceded a 3-on-1 if she let Farina go past. And there's no clear path foul in women's college basketball, and so all this is a side-out throw in. Sabela Jensen into the contest for the Beaks, wearing number 33. So she comes on for Potter, who receives a nice line of high fives from her teammates. 4 very productive minutes, including 6 points and 2 rebounds. Farina now going to bleed some time off the shot clock here. Green cutting across the baseline. Jensen running off the ball, trying to free up Green. Farina still stuck in no man's land. Vassallo, she's going to test a long 3, and it was online. It was a bit long. Look at that hustle from Meg Dixon, and she just couldn't save the ball before going out of bounds. And so it'll be the 4th turnover of the first quarter against the Beaks. No sweat right now. They're still leading by 12. Harris back on the ball for Mount Holyoke. She's fronted by Sabela Jensen. Jensen reaching in. Harris keeps it alive. This is Alex Toomey, who entered the game about a minute ago, over to Katie Rod. Now Cal McGonigal. 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting up to this point. Crosses over Farina, but then gets stripped by Green. And now up ahead to Jules Vassallo. 2-on-1. Vassallo, right-handed layup. No, can't quite get the angle. McGonigal there for a timely rebound. That's just the 7th rebound for Mount Holyoke. The Beacons already have 12. That shot tipped by Green. Dixon crashes in, keeps the ball in bounds, but Sonny hits the deck, and that ball last touched by Green. Not the best offensive play from Alex Toomey, but she makes up for it on the defensive end, poking that ball loose off of a diving Sonny Green, who can't recover it in time. A quick moment here as the referees discussing something. This play happened right on the sideline, right in front of the Beacons bench. I don't think any of the contact warranted a foul. You had a couple of players hitting the deck when that ball got loose. Okay, so it was a shot clock situation. Sometimes it'll reset only back up to 20. They're ruling that a full loss of possession will jump the shot clock all the way back up to 30. And so now Mount Holyoke can be fairly deliberate here if they want to work a 2-for-1 or just let this shot clock roll out. And Farina is going to get whistled there. I'm not quite sure what else she could have done with that body of Cal McGonigal. She's a quick mover, a hard slasher, and Farina couldn't stick with her laterally and commits the foul. Her first, the team's 3rd. You remember, you don't shoot free throws until the 5th foul of each quarter in women's college basketball. We play 4 10-minute quarters as opposed to 2 20-minute halves. Katie Ra, elbow jumper, misses that one long. Sonny Green, more than content to let that one go out of bounds. And the Beacons now, 44 on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. They'll have to hurry, but if they want, they can work a 2-for-1 here. And let's see what Carrie Ann does. Farina gives it back to Sabela Jensen. Jensen now surveying the scene. Hasn't dribbled yet. Passes it over to Farina. Stop, pop, wing jumper, in and out. And that's the 3rd shot that has gone in and out. Shot clock's going to be off here. And so Mount Holyoke, if they want, can hold for the last shot. McGonigal, instead, a difficult step back too. Misses long. Not the best shot selection there if you're Mount Holyoke. And that's going to be a foul against Nicole Lutalo, which is not good. She's the main defensive body underneath for the Lions, and that's her 2nd personal. And the team's 3rd. Now the shot clock officially turned off, so 20 seconds left here. You would assume the Beacons holding for 1. Off to a nice start here in the first quarter, holding a 12-point, 21-9 lead. Beacons right now 41% from the field. Mount Holyoke shooting just 23%. Farina, good crossover, stops, looks back. Sabela Jensen, deep 3. That one's just short. Dixon skies up, gets the board, throws it back, and can't keep it in bounds. Jensen could have had a Hail Mary heave towards the basket. Now there's just 0.5 left to go in the quarter. If you're Mount Holyoke, I wouldn't even put a shot up here. Yeah, that just ruins the field goal percentage, and that'll do it. 10 minutes in, and a solid start to the Beacons' 2022 2023 campaign. We'll take a quick break. The score after one, Beacons 21, Lions 9. More after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Well, welcome back to the Clark Athletic Center. My name is Chris Del Sordo. I'm calling the action for you on this Beacons Broadcasting Network. You can follow along with everything Beacons related at UMass Beacons. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All Beacons all the time. You can also visit our website, www.beaconsathletics.com. Stellar first quarter for the Beacons. They shoot 39% en route to a 12-point lead. Dixon's three ball goes long, but Olivier off to a great start, gets the rebound, and finds a cutting Sonny Green. And that's too easy offensively for the Beacons. Their lead back up to 14. Olivier had a solid first quarter for the Beacons. We're efforting some live stats for you momentarily. That one missed down low. Rebound by Olivier. Back to the starting five on the hardwood now for the Beacons. They got great minutes out of all of these five as the game got started. 6 points out of Alexa Potter off the bench in the first quarter. Sure to see her pretty soon here. BJP on the right wing. Tries to keep that dribble alive. It gets poked free, but she slides a pass over to Dixon. Dixon up and under in that angle. No good on the shot down low. All of a sudden, that hot shooting start has worn off a little bit now for the Beacons. Libby Harris leading the way for Mount Holyoke with 6 points. McGonigal gets cut off here along the left wing. She puts the ball on the deck, tries to dribble around Farina. Once again, going to have to settle for the deep shot. Ra hits the deck, and that's going to be another shot clock violation. 5 first quarter turnovers for Mount Holyoke, and make it 6 on the contest now, as once again we're going back the other way. No, my apologies. 6 in the first quarter, now 7 overall. And here come the Beaks back across the timeline. Tray ball for Sonny Green. She's gotten off to a great start. Now 8 points in this contest for the junior out of Brewster, Mass. Ra, deep on the right wing. Looks back over to Toomey. They go around the perimeter here. McGonigal hasn't been able to do much, just 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. Katie Ra accidentally clips McGonigal, who is trying to set the pick for her, and that leads to another steal. Now 9 turnovers for the Lions. Green to Jakimi Pearson, got it and one! And that is the first collegiate points for Bebon Jakimi Pearson, and she does it in style, feeling the contact, executing regardless, hitting the bucket, and now headed to the line to try and capitalize and finish this 3-point play. Shot is up and is short off the front iron, so you're going to have to keep that career point total at 2 for the freshman. But Dixon, why don't you do it yourself, Meg? Yes, tray ball. Meg Dixon comes in. No one picks her up on the missed free throw rebound. Then they don't pick her up on the left wing, and that is too easy for a player who averaged just under just over 16 points per game last season. Latalo with the answer bucket, or pardon me, Burano with the answer bucket back on the other end. That's a big shot right there, but then BJP open underneath, kick out for Farina, and that one goes just long. Dixon gets tipped by McGonigal, can't haul in the rebound. She loses it actually to somebody in the crowd here at the Clark Athletic Center who I'm assuming was just joking with Meg on that play. McGonigal comes off. That's the first rest that she has seen in 13 minutes of action. Just 2 points in this early going here for the team's leading returning scorer. 7 minutes left in this second quarter. The Beacons a hot start. 9 points in the first 2.5 minutes of this second quarter. Toomey drives in and hits a very tough bucket right over Paige Olivier. She looked to be in a good spot with the man on defense and had the 5-inch height advantage on Toomey, did Paige Olivier. Toomey just opted to throw that one up, and she hit. Alexa Potter back into the contest, asking for it on the top of the wing. She has 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting so far. Pick set by Jakimi Pearson. Nothing there. Farina keeps the dribble alive to Dixon. Dixon traveled. Yeah, that happened. We had a clear angle to it, and there was just a little bit of a crow hop there in the step for Meg Dixon. She saw that lane that she wanted to drive and attack, and instead just got caught in a little bit of indecision. And there's sometimes where you can kind of transition a crow hop like that to just make it look like you're charging hard to the hoop, but there was just that slight minute of hesitation there. Look at Jakimi Pearson get down low on the court after stealing that one, knocking it loose. She takes a lion with her in the form of Alex Toomey, brings her all the way back up, and ultimately, because the Beacons started the second quarter with the ball, the possession arrow gives that one back to Mount Holyoke. That's the one time that the possession arrow isn't always your friend. That was a phenomenal individual effort there by BJP, and just couldn't hold on to the ball, and then the possession arrow gives it back to Mount Holyoke, but just 10 on the shot clock now for the Lions. Burano, cut off, back to Katie Ra. Into the contest, Amelia Knacey. She asks for the ball. They go back to Ra, and she's cut off. No shot to be had. That is the 4th shot clock violation forced by the Beacons, and we're just barely 14 minutes into the action here. Potter looks down low. Jakimi Pearson flashes open and got behind Marley Burano. So 4 points now for Bebon Jakimi Pearson. And Alexa Potter with an assist now, continuing her stellar Beacons debut. Knacey, baseline jumper, misses short. She had an open look there, just missed it short off the flat iron for Amelia Knacey, the freshman out of Grand Junction, Colorado. Olivier wasting no time trying to hit another 3, misses that one off to the left. Jakimi Pearson, though, gets the board, put back no. Potter's rebound, yes, give it to her, and the and one, the friendly bounce off the iron, and now Alexa Potter tied with Meg Dixon and Paige Olivier. They all have 8 points apiece. And can the junior transfer from Dean add to her impressive debut here and be the first Beacon to 9 points? Dixon, Olivier, Potter all with 8, Sunny Green with 6. Count the freebie for Potter, and the Beacons exploding offensively here in the season opener, leading by 22 now, 5:13 left to go in this second quarter. Harris, she's leading the offense for Mount Holyoke up to this point, 6 points. She's hit a couple of threes, has the freshman out of Foxborough, Mass. Jakimi Pearson pestering Burano, the ball handler on that play, tips it out right to Coach Jacobs on the Beacons bench. Toomey swings over to the coach's hash. 15 seconds on the shot clock here as Burano gets cut off by Jakimi Pearson. Has to bounce it back to Toomey with just 10 on the shot clock. Knacey asking for it on the elbow. They can't get it to her, so Toomey, left-handed drive, kicks it out. Harris, she already has 2 threes, misses everything on that one. Potter flying in for her 3rd rebound of the contest, and that's going to be a traveling violation on the handoff between Jakimi Pearson and Potter. The mistakes have been few and far between, but they haven't been inconsequential. 4 turnovers now for the Beacons, and a timeout on the floor taken by Mount Holyoke. And so we will take a quick break as well. 4:48 left to go here in the second quarter, and the Beacons up 22. It is UMass Boston 35, Mount Holyoke 13. More after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Back here at the Clark Athletic Center, your Beacons leading by 22. The starting five has scored all 35 of the points for the Beacons so far. All but Alexa Potter, who has come in as a sub. She leads the way with 9, and then 26 points scored across the starting five. 8 for Paige Olivier, 8 for Meg Dixon, 6 for Sunny Green. That's a great effort there by Harris to keep that one in, but ultimately it's played by Dixon to BJP. And B-Bon Jakimi Pearson, her third bucket in her collegiate debut. She's got 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Toomey almost got stolen by Jensen, is able to play it back to Burano, who keeps the dribble alive. 24 points now, the largest lead of the contest for the Beacons. And that's a cheap foul there picked up by Jakimi Pearson. Not quite sure why she threw that forearm shiver. Teaching moment for the freshman. And just the first foul of the second quarter here as we are near only 4 minutes left. Tray ball in and out. That was a good-looking stroke right there from Marley Burano. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Nacy fighting down low, and I believe drew the foul against Meg Dixon. Dixon, funny enough, was the only player to hit the hardwood on that one. Meg comes up with a smile. But 2 fouls. The Beacons played 5 minutes and 40 seconds of clean, flawless basketball, and then right after I acknowledge it, commit 2 quick fouls. Burano, strong drive and an even better finish. Nice take there for Marley Burano, who is a very impressive player in this, her sophomore season. Tasked with the point guard responsibilities, sharing them a little bit with Libby Harris, but big bucket there. She has 4 points now. Potter down low. Jakimi Pearson tried to bounce that one through traffic for Jensen. Instead, it's stolen by Toomey. Toomey charging ahead, has a 2-on-2. Got around Dixon. Wow, almost got the and one. Full credit there to the freshman Alex Toomey. Was just staring right at Meg Dixon. An imposing defensive presence at 5'10" and was able to just get low and dribble right around her, almost scooping that layup. But it does give the freshman a chance to bring Mount Holyoke back to within 20 here. They trail 15-37. First free throw up, high arcing free throw, and it just misses off the back iron. Toomey will get one more. Resetting the floor right now, the 5 on the floor for Mount Holyoke. Marley Burano and Libby Harris at guard. Have Alex Toomey playing guard as well. Alexa Nacy at the forward position, and Isabel Cordes on the wing. That's the 5 on the floor for Mount Holyoke. And that was a lane violation after the miss, and so Toomey will get one more opportunity after missing her first 2. We'll try it again. You see Jakimi Pearson heading over for a quick word from Coach Davis. Toomey misses long, so she misses all 3 of those free throws long and off to the left. It'll count 0 for 2 in your stat sheet. But the Beacons with a chance to go up 24, or dare I say it, 25. We still have 3:30 left to go in the second quarter. Offense has been clicking. Defense has been strong. Potter, double team, looks over to Jakimi Pearson, and that's going to be 3 seconds in the key. She had the right frame of mind, but aside from getting the ball out of the key, you are also responsible as the player to get your body out of the key. And she was able to get the pass over to BJP in time. Couldn't get herself out of the paint. So that is going to be the 4th turnover here of the second quarter for the Beacons. Taking a look at the intangibles here. 5 turnovers in the game, 4 of them in this second quarter for the Beacons. Mount Holyoke has already committed 11 turnovers. Toomey, left-handed dribble, takes it deep into the corner, pulls up, tough runner, almost gets it to fall. Jensen pulls down the board, and here comes Sabela Jensen, has Olivier to her right, gets to Paige. Paige puts it on the deck, baseline drive, up and under, hook shot, no, it's long. Potter right there for the follow, and it's good. Alexa Potter, another bucket, 11 points to go along with 5 rebounds now. And for all of my fans that love little mental math right there, she is on pace for a double-double and 2 assists as well for Alexa Potter. Couldn't ask for a better Beacons debut. 2:35 on a running clock here, and that's going to be a reach and foul against Jakimi Pearson. Teal Howell, a junior out of Florence, South Carolina, just checked into the contest. She tried to dribble around BJP, who was caught with her hand in the cookie jar, so to speak. The Beacons have done a lot well. They haven't played clean basketball here in the second quarter. They do have 4 team fouls, so the next foul committed by UMass Boston will lead to 2 Mount Holyoke free throws. Emily Mock back into the contest for Mount Holyoke. Tatiana Fevry, a true freshman out of Drake at Mass, is also in, seeing her first playing time for the Beaks. And there's going to be an off-ball foul that looks to be against Sabela Jensen. And that being the 5th foul of the quarter leads to 2 Mount Holyoke freebies. Officially, the 5th and 6th free throws for Mount Holyoke. 1 of 4 from the line. And there's the first make for Alex Toomey, who gets her first point in this contest. And you can see a little bit of relief exiting the body for Toomey. She gets the score back within 23. Beacons 39 here. They've been held in the 30s for, I guess it's been the past 2 minutes now. Offense still moving smoothly. So Fevry into the contest for the Beacons, ahead to Jensen. Sabela Jensen surveying the scene. Has Potter and Dixon up on the wings. They go down low to a cutting Fevry. Fevry kicks it out. Jensen straight on 3. Got it. Nothing but net for Sabela Jensen. And Tatiana Fevry, just entering the contest, gets an assist in her first collegiate contest. Beacons are up 25. That's their largest lead of the night. And as Olivier fronts Harris, maybe a chance to stretch that lead to 30 before halftime. We'll see. Harris throws up the right fist to direct traffic. Gets the pick set from Cortez. Mock's 3-ball is blocked by Potter. Potter can't get to it in time, and so it stays on the Lions side of the court, and that's a traveling violation against Toomey. I think Toomey had a bigger head full of steam than anybody else on Mount Holyoke. She tried to charge towards the hoop, saw that nobody else was there, and couldn't get her momentum, and her dribble stopped at the same time. Turns it over, and we'll go back the other way. That, the 12th turnover of the contest for Mount Holyoke. Dixon, pretty runner move. Can't get it to fall. Potter is fouled on the putback, and she'll head to the line with the chance to be the first player in double digits this afternoon. Emily Mock, the guilty party. It's her first personal of the contest. It's the team's 3rd of the quarter. And here's Potter, who's already made a freebie today, back at the charity stripe to shoot 2. Up, and that one misses just long, so Potter now 1 for 2 at the line. 11 points already in this contest for Potter. 6 rebounds and an assist and a block as well. The lefty at the line gets that one to fall, so 2 for 3 on the night is Alexa Potter. She leads all scorers with 12 points. Jules Vasallo back into the contest. She played 6 minutes in the first quarter. Another statistic of note, Carrie-Ann Farina, 5 assists already in this first half. So the 5 on the floor for the Beacons, you have Paige Olivier, Tatiana Fevry up top, Alexa Potter in the middle, and then Sabela Jensen and Jules Vasallo out on the wings. Fevry pestering Howell. Howell with a nice behind-the-back dribble that frees up Toomey in the deep left corner. Toomey cut off and passes that one out. And out to no one. Yeah, might have gotten deflected by a member of the Beacons, but the referee right there on the baseline said no. That's the 13th first half turnover for Mount Holyoke. And the Beacons up 26. And it does look like they're trying to get themselves a 30-point lead before halftime. Can't say I blame them. You're trying to make statements here in this first game of the season. Last minute of play in the first half, and it leads to a beautiful entry pass from Paige Olivier. Down low to Alexa Potter. She's got 14, and the Beacons piling it on Mount Holyoke right now. The score 45-17. Libby Harris goes back to her left, picks up her dribble, has to slide a pass over to Latalo. Lofts that pass. It's stolen by Jensen. Jensen out in front of Toomey. Gets the shot up around Toomey. Too much on the layup, though. I think she heard the footsteps of Alex Toomey. They launch the pass ahead to Teal Howell. She gets it cleanly and puts it up and in. Great pass there. That was Isabel Cortez getting the rebound and just launching that down the court. She saw Teal Howell had the step on all of the Beacons. That's the first bucket of the contest for Teal Howell, and it brings the Lions back to within 26. Shot clock is off, so this will be the last possession of the first half. Well, maybe not, because Olivier launching. That one's in and out. Kept in by Vasallo. She goes between her legs to keep it in, but the ball did hit the white line, and so 7th turnover of the first half, 6th turnover of the second quarter against the Beacons. 5 seconds on a running clock. Harris launches a line drive 3. It's well short. Howell with a nice little volleyball bump to keep that one in, but to no one in particular, and that will do it for the first half. Well, the Beacons, they went 8-15 last season, returning 4 key contributors, welcoming a couple of talented freshmen in Beeban Jakimi Pearson, a talented transfer junior in Alexa Potter, and a great first 20 minutes of basketball in this campaign. At halftime, your UMass Boston Beacons leading the Mount Holyoke College Lions 45-19. We'll take a little break, and when we come back, we will have the halftime numbers and more after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town, UMass Boston. Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III in athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Don't mind us just rocking out here to the halftime music in the Clark Athletic Center. Game 1 of the 2022-2023 campaign, and it's off to a great start for the Beacons. They lead at halftime over the Mount Holyoke College Lions, 45-19. Let's take a look at the side-by-side halftime statistics, and you'll like what you see here if you are a Beacons fan. 45 points on 45% shooting. They got off to a super hot start from beyond the arc. They started the game 3 for 3 from three-point range. Now 31.3% for the Beaks. 50% from the line. The Beacons are 3 of 6. They are out-rebounding Mount Holyoke 24-15. And the biggest stat you will see, out-assisting the Lions 13-3. I think that's truly the mark of everything your basketball team is capable of when you are getting pretty assisted buckets, and the Beacons have had plenty of that. Carrie Ann Farina leading the way with 5 assists. Take a look at the numbers for Mount Holyoke, shooting 29%, 28.6% from three-point range. A couple of those threes have kept Mount Holyoke in this contest. It might be even a bit more of a crooked number. They have committed 14 turnovers. And really quickly, looking at the individual stats, leading the way offensively for Mount Holyoke, Libby Harris with 6 points, and Marley Barano right behind her with 5. Cal McGonigal, the second team all NUMAC player last season, the team's leading returning scorer, just 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. Real quick, looking at the other side of the aisle for the Beacons, Alexa Potter leading the way, 14 points, and she did it on a hyper-efficient 6 of 8 shooting from the field. Tack on 6 rebounds to go with those 14 points, and she's the story of the first half. Paige Olivier, Meg Dixon, each with 8 points apiece, and then Beeben Jakimi Green and Beeben Jakimi Pearson, and Sunny Green, each with 6 points to round out the scoring for the Beacons in the first half. Well, there's a lot of exciting sports action happening around Beaconville. We're getting the women's season started today. The men's season started yesterday. The men's soccer team season is still alive, and that's thanks to the gigantic upset win in the LEC championship game against WestConn. We have some highlights here from the men's soccer team's postseason run. Enjoy them.
UMass Boston men's soccer on the road taking on WestConn in the Little East Conference Championship game. The Wolves, nationally ranked 20-1, had not lost since last year's LEC Championship game against Eastern. And right here, Peyton Blinn has Casamel Ashkar beat at the net, but it goes off the post. The rebound just wide of the goal mouth. We remain tied at 0. Not a lot of shot opportunities for either team in this one. A big defensive battle. Just 2 shots and 2 saves apiece on goal for both teams, as you see Ashkar's save right there. And then this foul in the box by the Beacons would lead to a penalty kick for WestConn, a chance to swing momentum in their favor in the second half, and Eric Laurent denied by El Ashkar in net. Score remains tied at 0-all. And then Ryan Lima with a shot opportunity right here to help give the Beacons the lead, possibly in the final 10 minutes. Lima, the header at Zachary Benson in net. It's corralled for the save, and we end up heading to penalty kicks, and WestConn would end up subbing in Matthew Silva in goal for the penalty kicks, who makes that save on Nick Braganca in the first round. So the Wolves now have a chance to take the lead, and Franz Muhai against El Ashkar goes straight up the middle. El Ashkar diving to his right, cannot make the save. It's 1-0 WestConn after the first round. Diego Guichol and Silva would have some words back and forth here. Fakes left, goes right, challenging him, and knots it up at 1-all. But then El Ashkar net would be unable to stop Caden Tahoe's shot. Tahoe goes straight up the middle, makes it 2-1 WestConn. The Beacons If they want to stay alive in this, need to save from their goalie and keep scoring. Ryan Lima fakes left, goes right on Silva, freezing him up. It's 2-2, but now El Ashkar needs to come up with a big save, and he would do so against Jordan DaCosta. The third time is the charm as El Ashkar dives to his right and stops DaCosta's shot from going in. So now the Beacons, heading into the fourth round, have a chance to take their first lead of this one, and they would have to do so with the freshman Luan Cruz taking his first ever penalty kick, and he beats Silva straight up the middle. As Silva dove to his right, it's now 3-2 Beacons. But can El Ashkar come up with a big save to help keep that lead going into the fifth round and put them in a situation where they just need a goal to win? He would have to face off against Philip Dutra, and El Ashkar would end up being up to the challenge as Dutra takes his time walking in and then kicks it to his left. And El Ashkar with a sliding save. The Beacons, either a goal or a save in round number 5, would give them the Little East Conference Championship, and it would be Mon Albahesi taking the shot against Silva with a chance to win it. Albahesi straight up the middle, and Silva dives, just unable to get it, and the Beacons knock off the nationally ranked WestCon Wolves to win their 4th ever Little East Conference Championship. UMass Boston, an undefeated 4-0 in Little East Conference Championship games, as they win this one in penalty kicks 4-2 and advance to the NCAA
it's so hard to
Division III
recreate the
tournament.
drama
They
of
will
a
take
penalty
on
kick shootout at the
Tufts
end of
University, as
extra
you can
time
see.
of a soccer
Everybody
match,
from the Beacons
let alone
side
when that
going
match
crazy.
is for a
WestCon
trip to the NCAA
in
tournament and a
utter
conference
defeat as they
championship
dropped their
against the
first
team
match
that was
of
yet
the
to lose,
season
and yet you're seeing it right
against
there,
their
the
Little East
Beacons
Conference rival,
winning
the
in a
Beacons.
PK
You see here
shootout, winning the
Josh
LEC
Almeida
Conference
with the
champion, and downing the previously unbeaten Western Connecticut Wolves. Big celebration right there. Josh D. Almeida, he scored 2 goals in the semifinals. Christian Suvak named the LEC Conference Most Outstanding Player for the conference tournament. We're back here. We still have about 3 minutes before the second half gets started, so we'll take a quick look around the Little East Conference. We mentioned basketball getting started last night across the board in the LEC. So here are some numbers. Westfield State, that's a MASCAC team, went in and beat Keene State 66-55. Plymouth State beating Northern Vermont Johnson 77-67, so that LEC foe gets their season started with a non-conference win. UNE beating Southern Maine 57-51, and Castleton, always a team to watch for men's or women's basketball in the LEC. An impressive 24-point win against Norwich. They win 69-45. And then 2 days from now, we have a Saturday night game featuring Regis College at the Corsairs of UMass Dartmouth. And then a sneak peek at the Beaks here, as we have just a weekend full of action across Beaconville. We'll start it off. That is Friday night, November 11th. Women's ice hockey at home at the Barry Ice Rink against Salem State. Men's hockey on the road, just 20 minutes down the road in Wellesley, as they take on Babson College. Then Saturday, look at all this in front of you. The East Regionals for cross country, couple of Beacons represented. That is at Bowdoin College starting at noon. The men have made it into the NCAA championship. They are in Oneonta, New York, where they will play Tufts. That game starts at 1:30. Then women's ice hockey, their second game in 2 days. They will play the Wolves of the USM at 3. And men's hockey, staying on the road, they head up to Gorham, Maine, where they play Southern Maine at 4. And so we have about 90 seconds left here until the start of the second half. We'll take one final break here on the Beacon Broadcasting Network. When we come back, quarter number 3, half number 2, the Beacons 20 minutes away from a 1-0 start to the season. Second half, after this, on the Beacon Broadcasting Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway, a man in a tuxedo walked in and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations.
Well, we are back ready for hoops action here. Third quarter about to be underway. The Beacons holding a 26-point lead. The one and only time Mount Holyoke led this game, it was 1-0. The Beacons back on the ball, and they'll work quickly to get started here. Meg Dixon's three is short. Farina gets the board, and she puts it up and in with the left hand. Farina did everything except score in the first half, and that now her third rebound of the contest, 2 points to go along with 3 boards and 5 assists. And the Beacons stretching out this lead. Once again, every bucket they get at this point makes it the largest lead of the contest. They are up 28. Harris, she hit 2 threes in the first half for Mount Holyoke. Looks over to McGonigal. Stuck on the 2-point mark is number 34. That's a long two, misses short. Olivier opting to let that one go out of bounds. Now, here's my thing. Level with me here if you're watching across Beaconville. She had no chance of mishandling that ball, gave up a rebound for the sake of the team. Hard to teach that. So Paige Olivier, your efforts did not go unnoticed. You made the smart play, could have padded the stats. Beacons have the ball back, and they're back on offense. Jakimi Pearson, right-handed drive right around everybody and gets it in for 2 more. Beeman Jakimi Pearson, 9 points in this her collegiate debut, now back up to 50% shooting from the field. 4 of 8. As that one drops for Mount Holyoke. Marley Burano, her third field goal of the afternoon. She's got 7. So now she leads all scorers for the Lions. They get it back to within 28. Pearson setting the screen for Meg Dixon. Dixon on the left wing. Walks around the Sunny Green pick. Long 2, and she strokes it. Nothing but net for Meg Dixon, who is now into double figures with 10 points. She's almost automatic with anything from inside 20 feet and opted for the long 2 there, got the screen from Green, used it. Cal McGonigal used that one-on-one matchup to her advantage, got around Carrie-Ann Farina, commits the foul and transition back the other way, but that's a big bucket there to maybe pump the tires, if you will, a little bit for Cal McGonigal. She's clearly the team's first offensive option. Only put up 3 shots in the first half, went 1 of 3. Now 2 of 4 with 4 points and a little bit more pep in her step for the sophomore out of Yarmouth, Maine. Olivier looking for a cutting Jakimi Pearson. Scoop layup, no, can't get the spin around the rim. And Latano, a strong rebound for Mount Holyoke, will go back the other way. How about this true freshman out of London, England? She is everywhere offensively for the Beaks. Couldn't finish there, but the Beaks still looking good, holding a 28-point lead. That one tipped free from Sunny Green. Paige Olivier hits the deck, fighting for it with McGonigal. Possession arrow keeps it with the Lions, and that's the 3rd time now that a loose ball has stayed with Mount Holyoke because of a possession arrow that the genesis of that possession arrow was just the beginning of the quarter. So that's 3 times that Mount Holyoke has been saved by the bell, so to speak. Alex Toomey, she had a fun 12 minutes of action in the first half. She's back in for Mount Holyoke, heads to the baseline to inbound, takes it from the referee, and we're back underway. Burano flashing open. They can't get it to her. Instead, they go all the way up top to Nicole Latalo. Now Libby Harris. Left-handed drive. Olivier fronts her, cuts her off at the elbow. They slide it down to Burano, and Burano, I thought she dribbled it out of bounds. They're calling that out off Sunny Green. And just 3 seconds on the shot clock here for Mount Holyoke. What do they have drawn up? Burano flashes, stops, and she's blocked by Meg Dixon, and that will be, I believe that should do the shot clock violation. Are they going to put 1 second? Okay, well, they'll put 1 second back on the shot clock, and that just makes it that harder of a task for Mount Holyoke here. Meg Dixon had that one read all the way, and credit to Burano. She had to just try and get a shot up, was able to get it up, but swatted away by number 1. Dixon now, and that was intercepted by Sunny Green. Her 3rd steal, Farina charging ahead. Farina slides it over to Dixon. Meg is able to keep the pivot foot down. Cross court. Olivier, deep 3, misses short. Crashing in for the rebound for the Beaks was Sierra Brigham, seeing her first action of the season. Beaks can't keep it in. It goes out off of Dixon. And so Toomey asking for that ball quickly from the referee. She wants to keep it moving here from Mount Holyoke, who does have a little sliver of momentum right now. Beacons 51, Lions 23. Burano, cross court to Harris. Harris started the game 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, has since cooled off rather dramatically. 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 2 of 7 from the floor now. Toomey stops, can't get the pass off to Latalo, instead goes to Cordes. Isabel Cordes driving in, tough shot, put back up, no good. Nice positioning there for Burano, but she can't execute. Farina is out of bounds. That was an ambitious pass there from Paige Olivier. The Beacons still would have had to have gotten a pass into the key. As it is, it pulls Carrie Ann Farina out of bounds, and the Beacons, they committed 5 turnovers in the first half, already with 2 here in quarter number 3. Burano quickly takes the handoff, and we're back the other way. Mount Holyoke now working right to left on your computer screen. They try to cut Toomey in underneath the basket. She gets held off, and so Harris launches a long 3, and that shot is significantly cooled off for number 31 of Mount Holyoke. She has missed her last 5 3-pointers. Now 2 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. And both Dixon and Olivier are coming off to take a break. Fevry and Potter both back in. Alexa Potter, what a revelation she has become in just this first game here for the Beacons. 14 first half points to go along with 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, and 1 steal. She was a 4-time Rookie of the Week 2 years ago in her freshman season at Dean College. Tray ball for Brigham in the corner, misses long. Fevry left her feet too soon, is able to keep the rebound alive, and that's going to be a reach-in foul against Alex Toomey as Sunny Green, a lot to handle anyway. She was already a step past Toomey, and Toomey, sometimes that forearm shiver is the last line of defense. She gets called for it, and the Beacons with a baseline inbound that'll bump the shot clock back up to 20. Fevry cutting into the right corner. No, Potter gets the inbound pass. Bank shot is good. Let's just keep a good thing rolling here. Why don't we, Alexa Potter? Now 7 of 9 from the floor. She leads all scorers with 16. Sunny Green vying for another steal, almost gets it. Toomey hits the deck. That's going to be a jump ball. And possession back to the Beacons. Sunny Green has been putting on a clinic in terms of perimeter defense and creating opportunities to create turnovers. She forces one there. Ball goes back to the Beaks. And Burano coming off in favor of Emily Mock. Mock 3 points in this contest. She hit the first field goal for Mount Holyoke early in the first quarter. Potter down low around Latalo, misses it long. Fevry too early on the rebound. It's hauled in by Latalo. Up ahead to Katie Ra. Mount Holyoke going the other way. Fevry, a nice effort there on the backside of the defense. She forces the jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it with Mount Holyoke, but it slides the jump ball back in the Beacons' direction. 5 on the floor right now for the Beaks. Sunny Green, Alexa Potter, Tatiana Fevry, Sierra Brigham, and Carrie Ann Farina. That foul going to go against Tatiana Fevry. I'm not quite sure how much she really impacted that play. But rulebook-wise, definitely a reach-in foul committed by Fevry. So it's the team's first. Pretty solid job there. Beacons 4:40 into the quarter before committing the first team foul. Harris now running the point for the Lions. Goes left-hand drive around Fevry. She cuts her off nicely. Back they go to Mock at the top of the key. Mock on the deck to Harris. Harris blocked by Farina. That ball saved by Latalo. No, it was not. Her feet were on the baseline. It's a turnover against Mount Holyoke. And this Beacons defense asserting their presence. They only allowed 19 points in the first 20 minutes of basketball, just 4 points now as we're halfway through this third quarter. Farina, 6 assists today, vying for number 7, and she gets it. That is too easy as Alexa Potter flashes open on the block. And Farina, I mean, that's the easiest entry pass in the world. She's going to be thanking Alexa Potter because the bulk of these 7 assists have been thanks to number 20 down low. The Beacons up 32 now, and that is their largest lead of the contest. Toomey on the left wing takes it back to the top of the key. Mock trying to set the pick. Instead, they have to hand it off to Latalo. Katie Ra, right-handed dribble drive, and Sunny Green a bit too aggressive on the perimeter. And Sunny's got to be careful because I do believe that's personal foul number 3. Just her second. So nice quick exhale here for the Beaks as no one is in foul trouble yet with 3. They do have 3 players with 2. Media timeout on the floor, which means we will take one as well. 4:26 left to go in the third quarter. Beacons 55, Lions 23.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Well, now it was Journey, the in-arena music at this dead ball, and so you guys are catching me in the middle of a rock concert here. The Beacons are in the middle of a great start to their campaign. 55-23, it's a 32-point lead. Jules Vassallo on the floor now for the Beaks. So none of the starting 5 out there, but we've seen some big contributions out of the players on the floor. Tatiana Fevry just scored her first Beacon bucket. Alexa Potter with 18 and her second block of the afternoon right there. Fevry tried to dribble through 2 Lions, couldn't do it. Katie Ra has Latalo to her right, instead spins it back out to Libby Harris. Harris, right fist play call. Left-handed dribble, gets around Tatiana Fevry. Strong take, and Brigham applying the help defense. I believe that call is going to go against, yes, number 13. So Sierra Brigham, the freshman out of Sandwich, Massachusetts, the guilty party, just crashing in a bit too late there. Nice job of help defense, though, as Fevry got beat on that left-handed dribble by Harris. And Brigham, right place, right time, just not the best execution. And it leads to 2 for the line for Libby Harris. First one up and good for the Southpaw. She scored 6 points in the first half, up to 7 now, tied for the team lead for the Lions. Another one is good. Nothing but net for Libby Harris, so she makes 2 in a row here at the charity stripe. 3 of 4 from the line on the night. And Mount Holyoke back to within 30. Sabela Jensen here at the point guard spot. Entry pass from Garufi down low, and the bucket is good. Jules Vassallo from Emily Garufi. Emily just checking into the contest. The junior out of Milton found a cutting Vassallo. That's her first bucket of the contest, and that is going to be a foul against Alexa Potter. Great sportsmanship there, though. She heads over and helps out Alex Toomey. Almost a clean block for number 20. Instead, for Alexa, first personal foul. And it is on the shot, and so Toomey, who has taken 6 free throws today, 3 of 6 from the stripe, 2 more for the freshman out of Nutley, New Jersey. Gotta hand it to Alex Toomey. You would never have thought that this would be her first collegiate basketball game here. Very composed, confident player with the rock and making a lot of things happen off the ball as well. That one is good off the back rim and true. And so Toomey adds another one to her tally, and Mount Holyoke draws 1 point closer. It's Beaks 57, Lions 26. One more for the freshman. She hits that. If nothing else, Mount Holyoke making their hay at the charity stripe. They are 4 for 4 from the line here in the third quarter. Mock coming off. And Rachel Andrade in. Yes, no, sorry, Rachel Andrade. My apologies. That is Rachel Andrade in for the Beacons at the point guard spot. They swing it around to Vassallo. Down low to Alexa Potter. She's met by a double team, so she swings it back over to Andrade. Long 3, just short. Potter can't get the rebound, but Vassallo keeps it into Brigham, and Sierra Brigham right there on the left block puts it up and in. How about that hustle from number 22, Jules Vassallo? And everybody contributing for the Beaks. Steal on the play by Andrade, and she gets fouled going back down the other way. Love to see that. That's Rochelle Andrade A 5-foot freshman out of Falmouth, Massachusetts, just into the contest. These are her first collegiate minutes. Forcing the steal, almost hitting the three. It leads to the Sierra Brigham bucket. Beacons, this is tied for their largest lead of the night, 32. They try to get it into Potter. They get it to Potter. Splits the double team. She's taken down hard, and that will be, well, they call a charging foul. They call a charging foul on Alexa Potter down low. She was able to split 2 Lions on a double team and drew the foul. So that's going to be her second foul of the contest. We'll go back the other way with the Beacons leading by 32. And that's unfortunate because this is a player playing in her first game, trying to make her mark. She's 1 bucket away from 20 points, and feel like she probably feels like she got a little cheated on that call as well. Miss, though, brings it back the other way, and here comes Rochelle Andrade over the timeline. Looks to her left, Vassallo claps for it. She wants the 3 ball in and out. That would have been huge as the bench rises up. Great fight there from Brigham. Gets the board. Down low to Potter. Potter kicks it out. Around the perimeter they go. Vassallo keeps it on the deck. And, a tennis ball actually made its way onto the hardwood, so that could have been a dangerous situation. Good eyes from the referee seeing that ball was rolling onto the hardwood. If a player suffered an injury due to that, we would never hear the end of it. None of us here would around Beaconville. So you'll take that reset, and all that is a couple of seconds off the shot clock. Now Brigham offering some ball handling assistance. Andrade down low kicks it out to Vassallo. Jules, runner. It's short, and she will get called for the charging foul. Undisciplined third quarter out of the Beacons. And you got to hand it to Mount Holyoke. They haven't turned down a notch of their defensive intensity. The Beacons are now into the bonus. You don't keep counting after 5, but that is the 6th team foul committed by the Beacons in this third quarter. Can Mount Holyoke get aggressive and take advantage of this Beacons foul trouble? Around the perimeter they go. Alex Toomey, tray ball, it misses off to the right. That's another rebound for Alexa Potter. That could very well be rebound number 10, which would just be something lovely to see sealing a double-double in your collegiate debut. We'll circle back to that shortly. Here's Vassallo. Back up to Emily Garufi. Down low they go. Hand it back off. Vassallo, left wing 3. That one's long. Garufi almost had the rebound. Instead, it's taken away by Alex Toomey. 2-on-2 now. Toomey, left-handed dribble, stops. Brigham does a nice job cutting her off. Rod dribbles it into the foot of Vassallo. Vassallo had it momentarily, and she turns it back over to Mount Holyoke, trying to keep the possession alive. Smart play by Isabel Cordes. She saw where that was going, saw that I don't need to pick up this ball. It's going to go out of bounds, and we'll get it at a side out. And so 20 seconds left to shoot here. Katie Robb bounces the inbound pass into Libby Harris. Alex Toomey going to try her luck again. She pulls that one off to the right. There's that Alexa Potter rebound. And I was off, folks. That's only number 9. So 1 more she'll need for the double-double here. But charging ahead is Rochelle Andrade. She gets turned around at the right corner. Tries to dribble around Katie Raw. Can't do it, and so she'll reset at the top of the key. Andrade, right-handed dribble. Potter wants it. She's cut off. Garufi, long tray ball. That one looked good. It's off to the left. And we'll go back the other way with 1 minute left on the clock. That's number 14, Marley Burano, back into the contest for Mount Holyoke, so resetting the floor with their 5. Alex Toomey, Isabel Cordes, and believe that's number 21. Yes, Nicole Latalo down low. Libby Harris, Marley Burano up top. And so the starting 5, with the exception of Alex Toomey out there for the Lions right now. Great closeout defense by Brigham, forcing that shot long. 45 seconds left in the quarter, and Vassallo will take on everyone herself. Stops on the wing, looks back towards Andrade, bounces it in towards Potter, and it's stolen by Toomey. Another big defensive play there for Alex Toomey in transition. Over to Burano. Head fake, pull-up jumper goes long, and Vassallo right there with a big rebound for the Beaks. More or less, no shot clock here. If Andrade wants to hold for the rest of the quarter, she can. And it looks like it. Coach Jacobs going with the index finger pinky play call. I'm assuming that means hold for 1. Let's see. Brigham wraps it around to Vassallo. Vassallo by herself on the right wing. Left-handed dribble. Back over to Andrade. Andrade with some room to a cutting Potter. Over to Brigham. They work the open 3 for Garufi at the buzzer. In and out. Beautiful ball movement there for the Beacons. They score 14 more points and hold that 32-point lead. 10 minutes separating the Beacons from their first win of the season. We'll take another break here. We are through 3, and the Beacons leading at the end of the third quarter, 59 28-27. The fourth quarter after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Beacons with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. They hold a 32-point lead. Main player of record this afternoon has been the junior transfer student Alexa Potter. In just 16 minutes, she has gotten 18 points to go along with 9 rebounds, an assist, and a block. Hasn't quite hit that double-double yet. We'll see if she gets back on the floor here. Beacons go back to their starting 5 in this fourth quarter, holding the 32-point lead. So Farina, with 8 assists tonight, hands the pass off to Meg Dixon. Sunny Green looking back to Meg. Meg, pump fake, head fake, back out to Farina, 14 on the shot clock. Sunny throws the shoulder in, has BJP in the corner. Oh, look at Jakari Pearson, Beeman Jakimi Pearson with just the simplest pass fake, and then it just opens up room to the right. She is now the 4th double-digit scorer in tonight's contest, and this is a debut to remember for the true freshman out of London, England. Beacons tying their largest lead of the night at 34. McGonigal just 2 points tonight. Gets cut off by Farina down on the block. That ball batted at by Sunny Green. Almost forces another steal, as 11 and 21 have been true dynamos on the defensive end here. McGonigal going to have a tough baseline inbound with just 6 on the shot clock. They try to send Burano out to the top of the key. No one's open. Little two-man game here. Tries to free up McGonigal in the corner. Just 2 to shoot. Burano has to launch it. It's blocked by Jakimi Pearson. And then, rather incidental contact, I think. You can see Burano pointing to herself, patting herself on the chest, saying, my fault. But she got put in a tough spot there. You knew the shot clock was running down. She had 2 of the tallest Beacons defenders fronting her. Did the best she could to try and get a shot off. It's a turnover. And credit Beeban Jakimi Pearson with the steal. Oh, what a pretty spin move by Green. Dixon finds her with the entry pass. Sunny draws the foul and will head to the line to shoot 2. Don't tell this Beacons team that they're up by 34 in the fourth quarter here. They have the starting 5 out, and they're still pushing ahead to extend the lead. And Sunny Green hits the first, and so the Beacons take the largest lead of the contest. A 35-point lead. Sunny stretching it out to 36 as she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. And so now, I guess the next game to play is, do all 5 starters hit double digits? You have Jakimi Pearson with 10, Dixon with 10, Paige Olivier and Sunny Green, or pardon me, Paige Olivier with 8, Sunny Green with 8. And so if Olivier and Green can each get a bucket to their name, that's 4 of the 5 in double figures. And remember, Alexa Potter already with 18 points, sitting rather contently on the Beacons bench right now. Farina bounces a pass over to Sunny Green. Dixon thought about the 3. Great defense from Toomey there to cut off any shooting angle. So Farina on the deck. Carrie-Anne Farina hands it off. That's a deep, deep 3 for Paige Olivier. She almost hits it. Look at the hustle from Sunny Green, keeping that alive and resetting the shot clock. Now Dixon back to the basket. Easy elbow jumper, and it's too easy for the grad student out of Hanover, Mass. She's been making those shots for the past 15 years on the hardwood. She hits another one, uses her height to her advantage, and now the Beacons up 38 with 8 minutes left to go. If you're watching along, we're really sorry about the graphic bug. We'll get that one back up and running. But right now, as that miss by McGonigal leads to a jump ball underneath the possession arrow, we'll keep it with the Lions. But the Beacons holding a 38-point lead, 65-27, and technically 7:55 left to go here in the fourth. All right, we're back. There we go. It'll be like that for the rest of the game, guys. But that's right, 65-27, Beacons up 38. A fresh 30 on the shot clock here for Mount Holyoke as Libby Harris surveys the scene. Had to force that one out to McGonigal. She catches that with Carrie Ann Farina right in her grill and takes on Farina and misses the bunny. Wow, that's tough. 1 of 5 from the floor now for McGonigal, and she commits the offensive foul. Oh, okay, and the referee instead, that was the referee correcting herself, saying that it is a foul against the Beacons. Had that one all the way. Not quite. It's going to go against Meg Dixon, and it once again a baseline inbound. Third foul against Meg Dixon. Don't normally see a team star player be the one that finds herself into foul trouble, as that's another missed three, this time from Burano. Mount Holyoke, they shot 28% from three in the first half. I don't believe they've hit one yet in this second half. And the Beacons bucking up on defense. They allowed 19 points in the first half. Coach Jacobs might have thought that was too many. And they have only allowed 8 points in the first 13 minutes of second half action. Toomey with the hustle there, giving everything she could, but a little too aggressive in the defense, commits the foul. Mount Holyoke opting to go down swinging here. They've already committed 4 team fouls in the first 2.5 minutes of this fourth quarter. And the shot clock resets to 30. And so now we're about ready to be underway. If the Beacons want to extend this lead, it looks like they'll have the opportunity to do it at the charity stripe, because the next foul committed by Mount Holyoke and every subsequent foul after that will result in 2 free throws. Another jump ball loose on the hardwood. And this time the Beacons are the ones bailed out by the possession arrow. It stays with UMass Boston. Side-by-side look, right now the Beacons out shooting the Lions 45.2% to 21.4%. Neither team hitting from a great clip beyond the arc. The Beacons 5 of 25, Mount Holyoke 2 of 12. The Beacons with 17 more rebounds than the Lions. Bebon Jakimi Pearson, right-handed drive, back out to Olivier. Page was open, opts to swing it over to Sonny Green. Back to Olivier. Lobs in the 3, that one goes long. Jakimi Pearson, a great job keeping it alive on the board. Green for 3, that one's short. Olivier, a big rebound, and she puts it up and in. So Paige Olivier, the game's 5th double-digit scorer. She now has 10 points, and the Beacons for the first time today up 40. It's 67-27, and McGonigal in and out. And so the Beacons get a stop right after scoring the point to put them up 40. Starting 5 still on the hardwood, still with the pedal down. Dixon for 3, got it! Meg Dixon from 4 feet behind the three-point line, just capitalizing on this momentum right now, and the snowball is rolling down the hill and accumulating as the Beacons are up 43 and still don't show any signs of slowing down. Steal by Dixon. She almost got that one for a fast break down the right sideline. Instead, hits it into the scorer's table. And almost a wholesale substitution. And it will be a wholesale substitution because Garufi checking in now for Sonny Green. So the new 5 on the floor for the Beaks. You have Jules Vassallo, Sierra Brigham, Sabela Jensen up top. Down low, Emily Garufi, and believe that's Kira's Matos. It is. Cariz Matos, my apologies, freshman out of Holyoke, seeing her first minutes for the Beaks. McGonigal taking on Benson. And draws the foul. I'm sorry, I said Benson. That was Sabala. Jensen committing the foul underneath. That's her second personal in this contest, the Beacons' second team foul in this fourth quarter. And so McGonigal, who has been very quiet tonight, heads to the charity stripe, trying to tack on for the Lions, but she misses the first. Cal McGonigal now 2 of 8 from the floor. 0 for 2 from the charity stripe, but she misses the second. So just 4 points to go along with 3 rebounds for the super sophomore out of Yarmouth, Maine. And the Beacons now with the bench unit on the floor for the final 6 minutes of this contest, looking to hold, maybe extend this 43-point lead. On the deck goes Vassallo, tries to dribble around Cordes, and that's going to be an elbow foul on Isabel Cordes. That is the 5th team foul of the fourth quarter, and so we'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way. Vassallo heading to the charity stripe for the Beacons. Jules, a freshman playing in her first game out of Rivervale, New Jersey, and has looked very solid in her minutes up to this point. 2 points to go along with 3 rebounds in her first 12 minutes of collegiate action, and that is her first collegiate free throw. So Vassallo's first college freebie gives the Beacons a 44-point lead, vying for 45. Up, and that one misses long. Nice block out there by Amelia Nacy to get the board and get it up ahead to Toomey, but she throws it away. Brigham is there. She hits the deck. That's a loose ball. The referee couldn't blow the whistle fast enough to try and stop bodies from piling in on that jump ball. And this game's gotten a bit sloppy in terms of loose balls around mid-court, but it's going to be another turnover against the Beaks because of the jump ball arrow. Now, Toomey has to find somebody to get this pass into. Ultimately gets it off to McGonigal. Cal McGonigal, 4 points tonight, dribbling around Jensen. That one's tipped. Nice play there by Vassallo, and it'll be another side out for Mount Holyoke. The Lions have looked good in the flow of play, making plays in transition, but any, I guess, set piece would be the best way to call it. Any drawn-up set piece play, either on an inbound or from a side out or a baseline entry, there haven't been really any looks there. Nice defense there by Garufi to cut off Barano. The rebound handed off to Jensen, and now Jensen, nice little head fake to get it across the timeline. Kiri's Matos on the right wing, back up to Jensen. They'll play a little two-man game here out along the perimeter. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Matos stops, maybe thought about the three for a second, thought better of it. Jensen keeps that dribble alive, asks for the pick. Instead goes left side drive. Garufi over to Vassallo. Jules, long three, just long. Two Lions collide with each other, but they're able to keep the play alive. McGonigal gets the rebound, adding to her tally on the night. That's her third rebound. Stopping at the line and getting the bounce is Cal McGonigal. So 6 points on the night for number 34. She's now the third leading scorer, tied up with Alex Toomey. They each have 6. Libby Harris leading the way for the Lions with 8, and Marley Barano with 7. Turnover there as the entry pass does not find Sierra Brigham. So Tatiana Fevry and Rochelle Andrade both back to the scorer's table and back onto the court. And we'll have a timeout on the floor as both teams resetting their bench units for the last 4:16 of play. They're taking a quick break. We'll take a quick break as well. 4:16 remaining. Beacon 71, Lions 29. The conclusion after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things.
A lot of excitement here around Beaconville, and the women's basketball team, not the only team providing some excitement, but tonight it is their night as they hold a 42-point lead here over the Mount Holyoke College Lions. Libby Harris, putback jumper, no good. McGonigal fighting for the rebound. How about that defensive pressure there by Kiri's Matos, and the jump ball will give the ball back to the Beacons. Number 4, all 4'11" of her, the freshman from Holyoke, Massachusetts, was able to knock that ball free and force the jump ball. Now, maybe the task at hand here, if you are the Beacons, is to try and hold Mount Holyoke to this 29-point number, keep it under 30. Easier said than done here as that pass from Brigham just gets out past her a little bit, intended for Matos, trying to set up Kiri's with the corner three. This game has turned a bit sloppy in its final minutes here. 3:45 on a running clock. Marley Burano, she has 7 points on the night. Right-handed dribble as she backs in to, that's Andrade. Nacy, back to the basket, fronted by Brigham. They go all the way across to Toomey. Alex Toomey, right-handed drive, and she's blocked by Vassallo. Big block there by number 22, Jules Vassallo. Read that the entire way, blocks it straight down onto Toomey. You can't fault Alex Toomey for sticking her head in there and trying to make a play. It'll be a baseline inbounds for Mount Holyoke with 9 to shoot. All the way back out they go. Spinning at the free throw line, and it's blocked again! And Sierra Brigham with authority that time. Cal McGonigal thought she was coasting in for the right-handed layup, and Brigham, with emphasis, throws that ball 15 feet out of bounds. Now just 5 seconds left to get this inbound and in and a shot off. Once again, they opt for McGonigal, fronted by Fevry. Driving, and it's going to be a blocking foul on the floor against Tatiana Fevry. The Lions already in the bonus. This is the third team foul committed by the Beacons, so no free throws yet. They'll have to commit 2 more to get to that mark. It does reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. Player hitting the deck on that is... For a second, I thought that might have been a moving screen called against the Lions, but no, it's going to be Rochelle Andrade with too much momentum knocking over the screen setter there for Mount Holyoke. Okay, and now all of a sudden, 4 team fouls against the Beacons. So the next one they commit, Mount Holyoke will be shooting too. So if nothing else, that kind of slows the game and keeps it moving at the same time. You are down to free throws with each foul at this point. McGonigal, cross court to Harris. Harris over to Burano. Marley Burano fading away. Brigham can't get the board, but applies the pressure on the Toomey putback, and Vassallo does corral the rebound for the Beaks. Jules Vassallo, very productive minutes in this her Beacons debut off the bench. Andrade almost loses it, keeps the dribble alive, gives it over to Jules. She'll try again for 3. That one misses short. Matos crashing in for the rebound. It goes over her head and gets out to Libby Harris. Harris dribbling through. All 3 Beacons defenders on the perimeter and gets into the hoop and draws the foul against Jules Vassallo. Harris 3 of 4 from the stripe on the night, and so she will have 2 more chances to cross the Lions across the 30-point plateau. They're taking a timeout here. We'll stick with you with the Beacons leading 71-29. Hey, I'm sorry about that, everybody tuning in here. We heard media timeout. I got confused. That's going to happen, so my apologies here. You're tuned into the Beacon Broadcasting Network, powered by LittleEast.tv, and this the season opener for the Beacons, and they look good, leading 71-29 over the Mount Holyoke College Lions. The Beacons shooting 30 of 69 from the field. That has them at 43.5%. 6 of 30 from beyond the arc. Mount Holyoke, a shooting night to forget. They go 10 of 51 up to this point. That's just under 20%, and 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Mount Holyoke out shooting the Beacons from the free throw line. 64%. The Beaks 5 of 8. That's 63%. But the Beacons with a 66% advantage in the rebounding department. They are outboarding the Lions 48-32. Libby Harris, the team's tied for leading scorer up to this point in the contest at the stripe, and she drains another free throw. That's a good left-handed shooting stroke for Harris, the freshman out of Foxborough, Massachusetts. She's led the Lions in minutes now, 33 minutes tonight. And remember, this is her collegiate debut, and she gets double figures in her collegiate debut, making both free throws. She's the team's leading scorer for Mount Holyoke with 10, and they do cross the 30-point plateau. They're back to within 40. But how about Sierra Brigham all the way into the hole? She spins, can't get the rebound to fall. It's a 2-on-2 Toomey. The bounce pass down low to Kinda. Kinda's jumper goes long. Nacy follows it up. She misses the rebound, and then Fevry corrals the rebound over 2 Lions and pushes it ahead. Stops on a dime to Tatiana Fevry, and she'll survey the scene before passing it over to Rochelle Andrade. That one poked free. Diving on the deck to make a play is Alex Toomey. She has no quit in her, does the true freshman out of Nutley, New Jersey, but it is out off the Lions. The Beacons still with 17 to shoot. 2:12 left to go in this fourth quarter. Beacon's holding a 40-point lead. Fevry looks to her left, swings it over to Jules Vassallo. Brigham asking for the ball, not the pick. Vassallo says no. Now they go down low to Brigham. Brigham hands it off to Vassallo, and Jules right on in with the right-handed layup. That's another assist for Sierra Brigham, who is carving out quite a nice role as a distributor and a playmaker here for the Beacons. Emily Mock entering the contest for Mount Holyoke, and it'll be a left sideline inbound here for the Beaks. Vassallo, Andrade, Fevry, Brigham, and Matos, the 5 on the floor for the Beacons here as they hold this 42-point lead. That entry pass stolen away by Emily Mock. Looks to her left, McGonigal and Mock working a 2-on-1. Fevry with the block. No, she's called for the foul. I thought she read that one well. She stayed low for a while, left the feet slightly too soon, and she will be called for her 3rd personal foul. Both teams now into the bonus, and so 2 free throws coming up here for Cal McGonigal. And she makes that one. 1 of 3 from the charity stripe now for the sophomore out of South Yarmouth. 7 points on the night for McGonigal, and it'll stay at 7 as she misses that one long. The rebound tipped by Fevry, hauled in by Andrade. And now Rochelle Andrade right around Kinda and across court. Vassallo trying again, and she misses that one long, but Fevry down low pulls down the board. Over to Matos. Curies, long 2, got it. Curies Matos wide open in the right corner. Fevry gets the board and the assist, and the Beacons back up 43 now. It's 75-32. Fevry pokes that one free. McGonigal keeps the dribble alive, kicks it out, and that's an offensive foul against Cal McGonigal. The foul drawn by Rochelle Andrade. Great job reading the intention there from Cal McGonigal. And Andrade gave up, I believe, she's listed at 5'2", McGonigal listed at 5'6". That seems about right. It's a bigger player coming down on her into the paint, and she's able to hold her ground and draw the foul. Matos wide open again. Brigham with another assist as Curies takes advantage of that wide open shot. Sierra Brigham now has 4 assists in this fourth quarter. Curies Matos with 2 buckets in her collegiate debut, and the Beacons back up 45 with 1 minute left to go. Nice to see these freshmen coming in. It's 5 freshmen on the floor right now, holding down the fort. The starting 5 play the first 4 minutes in this fourth quarter. That one just short by Libby Harris. Andrade, another defensive rebound. Mount Holyoke keeping the press applied. Beacons vying for 80. Instead, Vassallo on the baseline tried to kick the pass over to Brigham. It's tipped out of bounds by Emily Mock, and so the Beacons 20 seconds left on the shot clock. You can see their intention right now. They're trying to get to the 80-point mark. One would think. There's a lot of options out here on the floor. Everyone charging around. You have 9 freshmen. 8 freshmen and 2 sophomores, actually, from Mount Holyoke. Matos gets open again and hits it again. 6 points now on 3 of 3 shooting for Curies Matos as and it's easy to do when you're 4'11", just sneaks in behind the defense. McGonigal draws the foul. No, commits the foul. Andrade, for the second time in the past minute, draws the charging foul on Cal McGonigal. And that is her 5th foul. She is fouled out of this contest. So nice job targeting the most talented offensive player on the Lions team and not letting up. And McGonigal has had to force a lot tonight, and that is her 5th foul. She's out of the contest with 7 points to her name. So resetting the floor right now here, Katie Ra back on for Mount Holyoke. The 5 on the floor for the Lions. You have Alex Toomey, along with Libby Harris, Katie Ra, Amarit Kinda, and Emily Mock. Shot clock is off now. You know the Lions going to be applying some big pressure here to try and force one more turnover. The Beacons have 4 seconds to get it across the timeline, 3 seconds to get it across the timeline, and they do with, I guess, a half second to spare. Vassallo cycles it out. Mount Holyoke applying some last-second pressure. This will more or less do it. It will be a reach-and foul on Emily Mock, and so, hey, if nothing else, Vassallo gets a trip to the free throw line with 2 chances to get the Beacons to 80 points tonight. Everything's a small victory at this point here, but winning by 47, you just want to keep the good times rolling. And so Vassallo having a nice collegiate debut at the charity stripe here, trying to add on to her 5 points tonight. And this is the first, so one more shot here. That one's up, and it misses wide to the right. So 2 opportunities for the Beacons to get 80 points. They can't hit. And this is a nice play. Toomey at the buzzer, counted for Alex Toomey. And so she ends her collegiate debut with one more nice bucket at the buzzer. But that's where the silver lining stopped for Mount Holyoke, because this game has gone final, and the Beacons 1-0 on the season with a 45-point win under their belt. Final score here from the Clark Athletic Center, the UMass Boston Beacons 79, the Mount Holyoke College Lions 34. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the game's finals after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity, there's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have an advisor helping you out, telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact, not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just a starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go.
What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
UMass Boston men's soccer on the road taking on West Con.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
We are back with you here inside the Clark Athletic Center. As you can see, we're wrapping up the gymnasium in front of you. Party on, it's Thursday night here at Beaconville, and the Beacons start their collegiate basketball campaign 1-0 on the season after beating the Mount Holyoke College Lions by 45, the final score, 79-34. Let's head right into the final statistics here for you on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Side by side, the Beacons clearly out shooting the Lions 45.3-20, the final spread. Neither team with anything to write home about from beyond the arc. The Beacons right under 20%. The Lions ending the night 14.3. Mount Holyoke out shooting the Beacons from the stripe. They make more. They shoot at a better percentage. They go 66.7 from the line. The Beacons end the night at 50%. Where it counts, though, the Beacons really outperforming the Lions. 52 rebounds to Mount Holyoke's 35. 22 assists to just 4 assisted baskets for Mount Holyoke. That's the stat to remember. And then the Beacons only committing 11 turnovers while forcing 19 of their own. Let's take a look at the final team leaders, the statistical leaders here for this game tonight. Alexa Potter leading the way for the Beacons, 18 points in her Beacons debut, the junior transfer from Dean College. Meg Dixon, hot on her tail. That was thanks to a big second half out of Meg with 15 points. Alexa Potter also leading the way with 9 boards. She ends the game 1 shy of the double-double. Carrie Ann Farina didn't score, didn't need to. She got 8 dimes tonight. Sunny Green leading the way defensively with 4 steals on the perimeter, and Paige Olivier 3 blocks to go along with 3 made three-pointers. Libby Harris led the way scoring for the Lions, 10 points. She's the lone Lion to get into double digits. Alex Toomey, in her collegiate debut, ending the game with 8 points. Cal McGonigal, 5 rebounds leading the way for Mount Holyoke. They had 4 different players with 1 assist. Alex Toomey also leading the way with steals with 2. And the lone block of the night recorded by the Lions, Emily Mock. And that'll do it for us here high atop the Clark Athletic Center. Real quick, we'll take a look at the women's basketball upcoming schedule as this is their first game with a full slate, 25 more games to go lined up this season. They have a game coming up in a week against Colby Sawyer College at 5:30. Then out to Hunter College in New York for the Hunter College Invitational. They will play Hunter at 5 p.m., and the next game is TBD after that. The 22nd at Fitchburg State, and then finally, what looks to be a long 2.5 weeks from now, they return and play an 11 a.m. Black Friday game against Clark University. And that will do it for us here high atop the Clark Athletic Center. Thanks for hanging out with us and tuning in. The Beacons with a huge 45-point win to start this season. I couldn't have done it without the help of my intrepid production team. Tam Landry doing the directing for you tonight. Our producer is Michael Vesci, and Jordan Toomey next to me on the graphics. Colin Ford, Lauren Bethea, Malik Lorquette, your 3 camera operators. My name is Chris Del Sordo. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. The Beacons 1-0 on the season with a 45-point victory. Whatever you're going to do this weekend, have a good time doing it. Stay safe there around Beaconville.